Hey guys, this is Normal here for Technique, and today we're going to compare two entry-level smartphones, the Nokia Lumia 530 which was released a couple of weeks back and the ASUS Zenfone 4. So these two are entry-level phones with pretty decent specs and competes along with the Moto E and other devices from the Micromax. So let's do a comparison of these two devices and see how they fare based on their specs, their performance, their software, the camera and the battery life. So let's start the comparison. So first up, let's have a look at the specs of these two devices. So the Nokia Lumia 530 is the latest Windows phone from Microsoft, and this is the cheapest Windows phone you can pick right now. It has a 4-inch FWVGA display and it runs on a Qualcomm Snapdragon 200 processor with 512 MB of RAM. There's 4 GB internal storage and also a 5 megapixel fixed focus camera available on the device. So that's the design of the Nokia Lumia 530, and it's the cheapest Windows Phone 8.1 device available right now. Now let's check out the ASUS Zenfone 4. So this was announced by ASUS back in July, and this is again a pretty decent entry level phone, and we already done the review of this device. So it has a 4-inch display and it runs on an Intel dual core Atom processor, and it has 1 GB of RAM. Further, it has an 8 GB internal storage, that is first of its kind in a phone which is priced around the 5 to 6K range, and it also has a 5 megapixel autofocus camera. There is no flash included, very similar to what we have on the Lumia 530. So that's the quick specs of both these devices. Now let's do the detailed comparison of these two devices. First up, let's compare the design, the build and the fit and finish of these two devices. So you can see here both have a pretty decent fit and finish and the design, and more or less like any other budget smartphone. The Nokia Lumia 530 has very similar design to the 525, but it has a matte finish back panel, and we would say that the back panel is really good and great quality from Nokia, and there is no compromise on the fit and finish and build quality, even though this is the cheapest Windows phone. You have the power buttons, volume keys and the 3.5 audio jack along with the micro USB charging slot. There is no dedicated camera button, very similar to what we have on other Lumia smartphones like the 630. Now the ASUS Zenfone 4 also has a pretty decent display, build quality. It has a matte finish back panel. Again, you can see here the power and volume keys, but ASUS has given a chrome finish around these buttons to give a premium feel. And you also have the 3 capacitive touch buttons. Unlike the on-screen buttons, you have the physical touch screen buttons here, and you also have the ASUS branding on the top. And you can also see that ASUS has given a finish towards the bottom of this display and gives it a premium feel. So design and build quality wise, we would say that both the devices are really good, although we would say the plastic quality on the Lumia 530 is slightly better than the ASUS Zenfone 4. So but overall we would say both the devices are really good in hands, although the Zenfone 4 is a bit taller because of the pattern at the bottom of the display. Now let's move to the software and performance aspect of these two devices. So let's first analyze the Nokia Lumia 530. So this is the phone which runs dual SIM card as well as has support for micro SD card, and it runs Windows Phone 8.1. So we already know that Windows Phone 8.1 brings in a lot of new features to the device and has tons of new options including the notification center. So overall the Windows Phone 8.1 has improved when compared to the previous version, and on this device it is pretty good as well. There is no lag when playing with the OS as such, and you can see that the device is pretty smooth and the touch is also pretty good. One good thing about Windows Phone 8.1 is that you can install apps onto the SD card, unlike what you have on the Android 4.4 KitKat, where you cannot move all the apps into the SD card. So that's one really good advantage with the Nokia Lumia 530. And the overall performance is pretty good on this device. The gaming performance we already done, and we have the video on our YouTube channel. So the gaming performance isn't really impressive, but since this just have only 512 MB of RAM, the graphic quality is not that great, and there is a slight lag when you play heavy graphic rich games. One of the disappointing aspects of this device is that it comes only with 512 MB of RAM, while most of the devices in this price point offer 1 GB of RAM. But having said that, Windows Phone is known to perform really good even with 512 MB of RAM. but there is an issue with 512 MB of RAM that you may not be able to play certain games which need 1 GB of RAM. So overall the performance is good, the gaming performance is pretty average, and there is no lag as such when using the device. Now let's move to the ASUS Zenfone 4. So the Zenfone 4 runs Android 4.3 Jelly Bean, and the company has already promised that the KitKat update would be rolled out pretty soon for this device. So this runs Android 4.3 Jelly Bean, and on top of that you have the Zen UI, which is really usable. We have already done a detailed video on the Zen UI, and it's really fast and really responsive, and there is no lag as such. And you can see that it offers lots of options unlike the core Android, and the notification center is also really beautiful, which can be customized. There are lots of handy options like ability to quickly release RAM. You can access different options from the quick notification center. The UI is also really good and really fast. The gaming performance of the device is also pretty good, and there isn't any lag while playing highly graphic rich games. So overall the performance on this device is really good, and you can expand the storage to micro SD card if you need more storage. Moreover, this device comes with 8 GB of internal storage. That's really handy, unlike the Lumia 530 which has only 4 GB of internal storage. The ASUS Zenfone 4 supports USB OTG out of the box, which is again missing on the Lumia 530 because Windows Phone hasn't yet got the OTG support. Now let's talk about the display on these two devices. While the Nokia Lumia 530 comes with a 4-inch FWVGA display that's 854 by 480 pixels, the ASUS Zenfone 4 again has a 4-inch display which is a WVGA display that's 800 by 480 pixels. So there isn't really much difference with the display, and both the displays are pretty much average, nothing really to write about, unlike the Moto E which has a QHD display. The colors are not that great on the Nokia Lumia 530, but the viewing angles are pretty much good. The ASUS Zenfone 4 also has a pretty decent display, but it's highly reflective and the viewing angles are not that great. You can see here the viewing angles are much better on the Nokia Lumia 530. So on the display aspect, both the devices have low resolution and they are pretty much average. So they are almost almost similar, although the viewing angles are slightly better on the Lumia 530. Now let's talk about the camera on both these devices. Both comes with a 5 megapixel camera, while the ASUS Zenfone 4 has a autofocus camera. The Lumia 530 comes with only fixed focus camera. So the fixed focus camera does not really help in shooting macro shots, and we would say this is the first Windows Phone to come with a fixed focus camera. Both the other devices from Microsoft, the Lumia 630, 525 and 520 did have a autofocus camera, even though the flash was missing. So obviously the ASUS Zenfone 4 has better camera quality than the Nokia Lumia 530. Further, you can see that the ASUS Zenfone 4 offers much better camera options than the Lumia 530. You can see here there are lots of modes, and you can control almost every aspect of the camera using these options. The Nokia Lumia 530 has an option to install the Nokia camera, which can be downloaded from the store, and that offers a pretty good amount of options to customize the camera settings. So overall, if you take the camera photos and the videos taken on these two phones, you would say that the ASUS Zenfone 4 has much better photo and video quality. You can even record 1080p videos with ASUS Zenfone 4, while on the Nokia Lumia 530 you can only record 480p. That's pretty low by all standards. So on the camera aspect, the clear winner is ASUS Zenfone 4. Now talking about the battery performance, which is really important aspect for the smartphones. Although the Zenfone 4 has a slightly bigger battery at 1600 mAh compared to the Nokia Lumia 530, which has only 1430 mAh. So even though the battery capacity is higher on the ASUS Zenfone 5, the battery performance is much better on the Lumia 530. That's because the Lumia 530 has Windows Phone 8.1, which has a better battery optimization when compared to the Zen UI on the ASUS Zenfone 4. We expect the battery performance on the Zenfone 4 to improve once the KitKat update is being rolled out to this device. So summing up, which is the better phone here? So that really depends upon your preferences. Although the Lumia 530 is costlier than the ASUS Zenfone 4, which is priced at 5999, and the Lumia 530 is priced at 7349. So there is a clear 1.3k price difference between these two phones. So if you're looking for a budget and cheaper phone, obviously the choice is ASUS Zenfone 4. But if you're interested in Windows phone and a decent performing device with a quad-core processor and a 512 MB of RAM with a decent display, then you can always choose the Lumia 530. And if your choice is the camera, then obviously the choice is ASUS Zenfone 4. So it's a mixture of pros and cons on both these devices, so it's better to choose the device based on your preferences. So that's all with the quick comparison of the Nokia Lumia 530 with the ASUS Zenfone 4. If you have any specific queries regarding this, you can just drop a comment in this video and we'll be glad to help you out with your queries. If you like this video, do hit the like button, subscribe to YouTube channel for more updates, and thanks for watching this video.